Hello, everybody, and welcome to the match preview of AFC Wimbledon versus Walsall on the weekend. A massive game for probably both clubs, to be honest. Both teams are looking to get inside the top seven. And we've been joined by a Walsall fan, does his own content as well, Seb Taylor. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. How you doing?
Yes, really good. I'm actually very excited for Saturday. Both teams have been in pretty good form as of late. You've beaten teams in the league above in the FA Cup as well. So surely you should be coming in confident, I think, for Saturday.
100%. Like you said, beating teams above you, playing some really good football. Probably the best in terms of the whole club, like the atmosphere for probably the last 10 years, to be honest with you. So far, so good, but expecting a really tough game on Saturday.
Yeah, I do agree. So let's talk about your start of the season. You sit fourth in the table so far. How do you reflect on the start of the season that you've had? You only lost 3 games as well, which I think is pretty impressive.
I can't believe it, mate, to be honest with you. I think going into the season, I was worried where the goals were going to come from, but I think we're probably one of the highest scoring teams in the league. We've got Roy Cooping, Nathan Lowe coming on loan. I think he's probably one of the best players in the league this season, even though he's on loan. I hope he don't get recalled. But what's going right at the club, I think, from manager to the players to the fans, even to the board, they've had a real right sort around, and everything's going in the right direction at the moment. I think that defeat to Fleetwood, I think it was on the 1st of October, 6-2 at home. We could have really crumbled, but I think unbeaten since then, and we showed some real good character. So, the team at the moment, I think we're going to achieve special things, but we've got to stay, consistent and grounded, really.
I do agree. As you said, obviously, you're coming into it with really good form. You've beaten the likes of Bolton. Some fans might not know Bolton's a tough team to break down and everything. You've had a 0-0 draw with Leicester in the cup. You maybe could have even said you should have beat them. And even Birmingham in the EFL trophy, they probably want to go and win the trophy because they're probably going to get promoted from League One. Surely you're impressed with this side, and you've been in League Two for a while. Surely it's kind of like you're ready for the next step up into League One, don't you think?
I'm hoping so, mate, because we've been in this league, I think it's our 6th season now, and I don't want to be cocky in that. I think Walsall, historically, really are a steady League One side, and where we've been in the last few seasons, I think 19th in the 2020-21 season was our lowest finish. Some real dark days in there, but hopefully now this team is the light at the end of the tunnel, really. And, Matt Sadler's getting it spot on. I had question marks over him at times last season, but I've got to be honest with you, he's got everything spot on so far this season, tactically, substitutions, the way we're playing, such a fortress at home, and we're much better away as well this season. I think we've only lost to MK Dons and Tranmere on the road, and now with narrow defeats as well. So we've really picked up overall from last season. We built on the building blocks, and we've gone really strong so far this season.
Love it. And yeah, you said about your away form, that links straight into my next question. You haven't lost away from the start of September. I mean, coming to Wimbledon, we've only lost once in the league at home to Grimsby, and it wasn't that long ago. Looking at your away form and our home form, it seems like it's going to be a blockbuster game where both it's going to be tight and everything. Surely you only losing 2 games away from home, and they have been tight, and you're coming to Wimbledon. As we've only lost once, surely that gives you confidence to go and get 3 points on Saturday.
Oh, I'm confident going into the game, what the team's done so far this season. I'm just hoping it's not a repeat of last season at your place. I think we lost 5-1 on the last game of the season.
Yeah.
It's such a long journey back to Walsall. But, obviously we're going to confidence, but you'll have the confidence as well coming from behind, some 2 late goals against Accrington.
Yeah.
I think you're a solid side overall. Like the midfield, Alistair Smith, you got James Tilley in there. I think some really good players. Obviously, ex-Walsall striker Matty Stevens as well. So we'll wait and see. But it's going to be a tight game. One Walsall can't take for granted.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk more about your squad. Some Wimbledon fans might not know who your key players are, who we should look out for, who's going to be dangerous for you on Saturday. I mean, one player that comes up for me, Charlie Lakin, was on loan with us last season, I believe it was. Didn't really get an opportunity. Went back to Sutton, did really well, and now he's flourishing in League Two, as I think he deserves. So tell Wimbledon fans more about the Walsall side, which we could see on Saturday.
I think we got a really nice balance to the squad, and I think a massive one with Walsall this season is the strength in depth. We played Shrewsbury in the EFL Trophy last week, and that's practically our second string side, and we played them off the park really second half. We got a really strong side, a good blend of experience, but mainly quite a young squad. I think when we played Crewe the other week, it was the two youngest on average starting 11. So got some really good prospects, the experienced names that come to mind. Jamil, Matt, Albert Adama. To have him on the bench and come on and make an impact is special, really. We've got Danny Johnson, Donovan Daniels in there for the experience. I think players to look out for, from your point of view, Nathan Lowe's the man, I think. I think got the most goal contributions in the league. On loan from Stoke, he's going to be a top player, and I think he'll go right to the very top at Stoke or potentially even further in his career. Connor Barrett, really good. I think he's really strengthened that right-hand side for us. We had Tom Knowles playing there last season, who clearly wasn't a right wing back. Having him there really gives us that option going forward, and defensively, I think Jamie Jace as well. Brilliant player. What a pickup from Tamworth he has been. I think he only cost us 20 grand. Probably the best 20 grand we spent in the last decade or something.
Yeah.
Such a good player on the ball, tenacious, what you want to see in a player. Well, you mentioned Charlie Lakin used to play for you. I think there's still a lot more to come from Lakin. I think he showed glimpses of some real good promise. He's actually thought. I think he played better in the the number 6 role, a little bit deeper. He can pick them passes out. Looks slightly erratic in the number 8 role at the moment, but you can't fault his effort. I think he's excellent. What he brings to the side, the energy, the pressing, what Matt Sadler wants to play. But on the whole, this squad, the strength in depth is crazy. Really, so much quality throughout the squad.
Love it. It seems like you're very positive about the side. It seems like your transfer window has been really good. The manager's done well. Is there anywhere in the squad which you think Walsall should improve on going into the January transfer window? Where do you think you should improve in? Obviously you said strength and depth, but is there a certain couple of positions where you think you need to kind of get out of this position, do you think?
I think it all depends what the movement in the transfer window. I think on everyone's back of the mind is if Nathan Lowe's going to be recalled. The last 2 January transfer windows, we've had both strikers recalled. Freddie Draper last season, Danny Johnson the season before. So it's always going to be in the back of your mind. I think out of them, them 3 strikers probably way clear as well in terms of technical ability. And I think his ability alone, I generally think he'd walk into a League One side starting 11. So wait and see on that. I think if he gets recalled, striking options probably where we got to improve, but generally I don't think there's much we got to do in January. Maybe back up in terms of left wing back, but we've got players like Evan Weir, who we brought from our sister club Drogheda in last January, and he's looked solid, and he's only been in the matchday squad a handful of times, so there's plenty of competition. Obviously injuries could play a big part in terms of what we got to do in January, but on the whole, happy with the squad.
Nice one. Couple last questions. I wanted to talk about the kind of way you play. Is there kind of a way you play? Is there possession based, going from the flanks, getting forward, sending it long? Like I think Wimbledon, all we do is try to get it out wide, get crosses into the box. Is there a type of special way that you've been scoring goals this season in the way that Matt Sadler wants you to play, do you think?
I think we're such a good transitional side. I think we keep a really good shape. I think we kind of force the teams into making mistakes, and then we react off that on the counter attack. I think we're really good at that. We're probably not a possession-based side. If you even look at the stats, we're very low down. But what we do very well, we're so effective with the ball. We make some real good, clear-cut chances. I don't like to use stats and that, but I think we're top of the XG table, something like that, showing we create some real good, clear-cut chances in front of goal, which is such a change from seasons gone by. Such a hard-working team, one that's proud to wear the badge. That's what you can ask for this team. any team that you go and watch, all you ask for is 100%. And what they're doing at the moment, the lads, they're going above and beyond, which you expect, making you prepared to be a Walsall fan. I think we're solid defensively as well. I think the main thing what Matt Sadler's created at Walsall is a clear identity and a philosophy.
Yeah.
So if one player comes out, someone in the squad knows the roles and responsibilities, drilled it into them, and you can see on the pitch. But if you have to describe Walsall, very transitional side, but create some very good chances.
You know what? I think I'm actually very excited for Saturday. It seems like both teams are very confident, very just good start to the season. Both teams have an identity, as you said. I think that's what you need to get out of this league as well. You have a good mix of experienced players, younger players coming through. The final two questions. I wanted to know any Wimbledon players which you're looking out for and which could cause a threat to Walsall on Saturday.
I like Alistair Smith. I think he's a top class player for this division. I remember him back when he played at Sutton. I thought he was a cracking player. Wanted us to sign him. I think he went to Lincoln. Hasn't quite worked out for him. He's had a couple loan spells. I think he's smashing it with you. I like Omar Bogle as well up front. He's good,
back on Saturday, top. Thank God.
Is he?
Oh. Yeah.
He's a top class player. I think he's such a old fashioned number 9. Brings others into play. He's a nuisance to play against. I think he scored a hat-trick against us last season. So, got to keep him quiet. Other players, James Tilley, I think, is excellent. Joe Lewis at the back, I think he goes under the radar. I think he's such a solid centre-back for this division. And obviously, we've got to keep Matty Stevens quiet because he's banging in the goals for you. At Walsall didn't rate him. It didn't quite work out for him. He's just coming back from a big injury. I think he had an ACL at Forest Green. So, it didn't work out for him for there. But them players I've mentioned, I think they're the ones to watch out for.
Nice one. Well, to end it off, we need your score prediction and goal scorers. Hit me with it.
Okay. I hope it's not a draw, but I could see a high-scoring game in this one.
Would you take a draw?
I think a draw wouldn't be a bad point, but considering we drew the last 2 games, do ideally need to go and get a win. If we win this game, we would, create a big gap really, and be one that'd be significant if we're going to, push for the top 3 this season. But at the moment, recording this on the Thursday night, I'll go with a 2-2 draw. Goal scores for Walsall, I'll go with Nathan Lowe, and I'll go with Charlie Lakin. And then for Wimbledon, I'll go with another ex-player that played for us, Matty Stevens, and I'll go with Bogle as well.
Nice one. Well, thank you for joining us on the pre-match show, on the match preview. I hope you have a good one on Saturday. I do hope we beat you, but I hope you have a very, very good day out. Thank you for joining us.
No worries.